Question.
You guys were down a player, but were still able to grind out the win, get your first shutout of the year. I mean, how do you feel about this point?
Proud. You know, the guys in that locker room, I couldn't be more proud of. I told them to remind me why I do this every day, because the amount of heart and fight that they showed to get that result, that's not easy. If you know this game and you've actually played it, it's very difficult to get a result down a man for 45 minutes. And these guys dug deep, they were organized, they kept their composure, they showed their savvy, their experience, and they showed their fight, their heart. And couldn't be more proud of them. It's a big result. And through all we've been through, you know, in the 15 games, which is, you know, I don't think there's a team that's been through more, I'll guarantee you that. You know, we've never quit. We've kept fighting, and here we are. You know, a result off of being, you know, in third place. So that's MLS, and we know that, and I think it shows in the steady hand that we've had over the first part of this season. 3 games ago, we had lost 3 on spin. We came into a game backs against the wall, and you know, lesser teams, they would have crumbled. And here we are 3 games later, unbeaten in the 3 and 7 points. So, you know, it doesn't surprise me, because, you know, I know the character of these guys, and I'll go to war with them every day.
Do you think that was a deserved red card?
I haven't watched it, so I'll watch it and let you guys know in 3 weeks. Maybe, if I remember it.
Liam, how'd that header feel?
Great. I think it's been a long time coming, to be perfectly honest. You know, we work on it day in, day out, certainly set pieces, and you know, you get your questions of, you know, only yesterday I think people asked us why we ain't scored in a set play, so it's nice to shut a few of them up, that's for sure. But no, it felt great, and certainly to get the win off the back of that result was fantastic.
Yeah, and I think it's fitting, you know, we get our first clean sheet down a man. So there's no more difficult clean sheet than when you go down a man and we get our first, you know, set-piece goal other than a direct free kick. We've scored a couple direct free kicks, but nothing off of service. We get our first set-piece goal as well. So now we tick off those boxes, and, you know, you guys have to keep quiet a little bit on those 2 things for at least a week.
Hey, what about you put Lucas in for Larry? Talk about that decision.
Yeah, so obviously going down a man at halftime, you know, you got to reorganize. So we slid Valeri over on the right, and like I told the guys, when you lose a man, the organization of your team defensively doesn't change, because you still have in the back part of your team basically 2 lines of 4, and then we dropped Adi in to play on the D-mids. What you lose is the ability to press the ball, and so their center halves were able to play out now, which is why, you know, we were more deep. But the organization didn't change, so we knew we could absorb, and but we also felt like, you know, with Valeri having to defend for 45 straight minutes, having played that game a couple days ago, you know, we needed to reorganize and go with someone who could bring a little bit more on the counter. And then obviously we got Adi off and shifted him up, you know, where he could again bring some pace on the counter and go with basically our best defenders in those 2 lines of 4. On the field, because it's about surviving and getting the result when you're down a man.
Caleb, how close is Jake Gleason to capturing that #1 shirt going forward?
Oh, you know, it's tough to tell. I mean, obviously, you know, you got to look at, we have 2 good goalies, you know what I mean? So, but he's been outstanding, you know, no doubt about it. So when Adam's back, then, you know, we'll talk about that. But there's no sense talking about it now, because Adam's not back and Jake will be in there.
You talk about the decision to put Taylor in, right?
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, so in looking at the last game with the Fire, and then coming to this game, we wanted some fresh bodies, and we felt 3 guys, you know, was the right amount. And we weren't happy just with the overall attacking play. And then looking at the matchup with San Jose, you know, and the fact that they're a team that's very athletic, you know, we just felt by playing true wingers that look to, you know, play in the channels all the time, that's a good matchup for San Jose, because they can run with you. And we wanted to insert a guy like Ned, who brings a little bit more cleverness, creativity, possession, and movement. And similar to how we played Darlington, we played him narrow and overloaded. And You know, I know Ned. I know what he's capable of, and you know, I trusted him, and I thought he was outstanding today. One of the better players on both sides of the ball. You know, and in that first half, before we got the red card, I thought we were far and away the better team. And a big part of that is we kept the ball, and we had a few more ideas. I thought, you know, in the attack. Because Ned came inside, and now they have to kind of manage his movement. And you know, at times when we have Spree and Milano, they're pretty predictable and staying wide as wingers, and they're effective in that. But we just felt we need a little bit more movement and creativity and soccer IQ.
How impressed were you with Taylor Pay's performance?
Taylor Pay was great, you know, and I have to give credit too to T2 and Andrew Greger, because you know, having that team allows a guy like Taylor to keep playing, keep sharp, maintain his confidence. And you know, I see training every day, and I'll be honest with you, I probably don't play Taylor or Ned, you know, unless I see what I see in training. I thought both of them were outstanding this past week. It's what I always tell Merritt and Gavin. I watch training every day, and when I see a guy that looks like he's sharp and confident and ready to go, I got to go with my gut and my instinct. And those were two guys that I just felt would have good games today, and I thought they both did.
Liam, how would you grade the Ridgewell form this time?
I think I've forgotten how to do it, to be honest. No, it was great. Obviously, to get the goal was fantastic. Obviously, to bring out the Ridgewell, it doesn't come out too much, but no, pleased to do it. And like I said, it was good to celebrate, but obviously, you know, better to celebrate the win.
How much confidence do you think you can take from sort of under these adverse circumstances, getting your first clean sheet of the season?
I mean, it's huge. I think certainly with the squad, you know, with new players coming in and playing games, you know, it's all about a squad game, and we've had a lot of injuries and different things go on this season, and be able to see, like you saw Taylor come in today and Ned come in today, even Macca coming in and scoring goals over the last couple of weeks. It's a big confidence boost to the group, and you know, we're going to need everyone throughout the season. So you know, it's nice to go into the break knowing that everyone can step up to the plate and play well.
Caleb, what do you want your guys to take away from this game, and what would your ideal be for what they think about over the break?
Well, there's a lot to take away. You know, obviously, again, we scored on a set piece. We put up a clean sheet. We showed a lot of character. And I think now that we have somewhat of a reset and recharge, we can reflect on, you know, the first 15 games and say, you know, we've been through a lot, and we've grown stronger. And I have a lot more knowledge about my team, and I think we've grown with some new guys in playing and getting results. We've grown in our belief collectively, which people underestimate. You know, when you have new guys in, until they've, you know, won games for the club, there's not that collective belief. Whether that's 2 guys, 3 guys, 4 guys. In some cases, we've played 5, 6 new guys that have never gotten results together and individually in the uniform. So I think we've gained a lot through it. And I always think these things, even though they feel tough at the times, are real positives. And it's probably why last year we go on our run, because we had similar, you know, things. Not as much as this year, but I think that's why we were so strong at the end of the year. And also, you have to say, when you lose guys to injuries, you get, like I said, I get to see guys. We saw some good, and we saw some guys that, you know, maybe aren't ready to grind and aren't ready to be in games and get results for us. And that's great, because now we go Open Cup, we go Champions League, and now the rest of the year, we know those things, you know, and that's a part of it. You know, that's a fact of life in football, is you can either get the job done or you don't. And ultimately, we got to make decisions based on that.
You guys ever won a game only taking 2 shots before?
We've lost a lot of these type of games, people, when you go down a man. You know, so I would say that not so much the shots that we didn't get, but the fact that we didn't lose the game and we won the game with 3 points.
Thanks, everyone. How about you, Liam?
I said to Char at the end, actually, cool, we normally got the 12 shots and they normally got the 2, but it was good to get the result, that's for sure.
Thanks, guys.